David Moyes has identified the players he would have targeted at this summer's World Cup had he still been a Premier League manager, and outlined the scouting process he went through to identify targets when he was a boss. Moyes' first ever signing for Everton was a defender who had impressed against England at the 2002 World Cup in Japan, Nigeria's Joseph Yobo. But Moyes admits that he preferred not to sign players on the strength of World Cup performances alone. In his column for the Sunday Times he wrote, "The rule of thumb for managers is to be very wary of buying a player just because he has had a good World Cup." Liverpool signed El Hadji Diouf and Salif Diao after their exploits for Senegal at the 2002 finals, but neither was successful there. El Hadji Diouf and Salif Diao tournaments provide just a small sample of games, and you are looking at players in a different environment to the club game. In the World Cup you might play Panama or Saudi Arabia or Iceland, whose players are at a lower standard of club football. You'd be more confident signing someone on the basis of sustained form in the Champions League. To scout a player properly, you would want to see them 5 or 6 times in the flesh and watch 15 to 20 of their games on video. 3, 4, 5 World Cup games is not enough. The trick is to have got your scouting right so that when a player breaks through at a finals you already have his signature. Yerry Mina is a central defender who can play, and is fantastic at set pieces in both boxes. Colombia's defender Yerry Mina celebrates image. Yuri Cortés, AFP, Getty Images. You have to admire Barcelona for having signed him from Palmeiras in January. Spanish clubs have great scouting networks in South America, and permit rules make it easier. Moyes admitted that he scouted Germany's Thomas Delaney extensively last season and would have liked to have taken him to West Ham, but Borussia Dortmund snapped up the midfielder from Werder Bremen just before the finals. Here are the other players who caught Moyes' eye in Russia. Alexander Golovin. Golovin has been Russia's most creative and attack-minded midfield player, with skills that stand out in an otherwise workmanlike team. I watched him play for CSKA Moscow v Arsenal in April and he was exceptional, impressive for someone who was then still 21. Russia looked to him to make things happen, and he could play as number 10 or as an attacking player in a midfield 3. I like his ability to go past people, his all-round talent and his individual play. He can create chances with either foot. Alexander Golovin of Russia celebrates victory with teammate Denis Cheryshev of Russia. Image, Kevin C. Cox, Getty Images. Fernandez. He caught my eye because he doesn't have a Russian name, and also for his play. The fullback has helped Russia with his energy, important because others in their defense are less mobile. Brazilian-born, and given Russian citizenship in 2016, he brings something different to a host country nobody saw as potential finalists. The other players on my list are youngsters, but he is worth a mention, even at 27. Egypt's Mohamed Salah vies with Russia's Mario Fernandes. Image, Giuseppe Kakis, AFP, Getty Images. Yuri Tielemans. I watched him at Anderlecht, where he looked a talented prospect, and though he is only 21, Tielemans has great experience, having made his debut at 16 and become the youngest Belgian to play in the Champions League. Now at Monaco, he is an attacking midfielder with skill and energy, who is able to beat people and create goals. Not a first pick for his country, but that is no shame given the man keeping him out is Kevin De Bruyne. From back out to front are Belgium's midfielder Yuri Tielemans, defender Jordan Lukaku and forward Romelu Lukaku. In a Belgium training session, Lucas Torreira in Uruguay's 4-4-2. Torreira has been tasked with sitting in front of the back four, breaking up play and starting moves, and has been a revelation. Just 22, he has established himself as an important player for his country. His small stature and ability to get around the pitch is reminiscent of N'Golo Kante, and it is no surprise he interests Arsenal. Lucas Torreira, Sampdoria. During the Serie A match between UC Sampdoria and US Sassuolo at Stadio Luigi Ferraris on December 17, 2017 in Genoa, Italy. Image, Paolo Radini, Getty Images. Ante Rebic has scored goals and given a talented Croatia balance on their right-hand side. works hard and has not at all looked out of place, and the technique employed when he volleyed home against Argentina, after Willy Caballero's mistake, was fabulous. Ante Rebic of Croatia. Image, Clive Brunskill, Getty Images. Irving Lozano. PSV Eindhoven have a great tradition with South and Central American stars and have found another potential star in Lozano. He's comfortable on the ball, cuts inside onto his right foot from the left side of Mexico's attack, and scores goals. Marcel Brands, the new Everton sporting director, who moved there from PSV, knows him well and I'm sure will be considering him. Irving Lozano of Mexico celebrates, after scoring the winning goal against Germany. Image, David Ramos. FIFA via Getty Images. Harry Maguire. Maguire has taken easily to the World Cup stage, impressive for somebody who was playing in the Championship until 2016. At Hull and then Leicester he has blossomed and improved, and the way he rises to each challenge says a lot about his character. Jordan Henderson races to congratulate Jordan Pickford, but Harry Maguire had already got to the England goalkeeper first.